Hi, everyone, and welcome to Murder and Merlot.
We are a true crime book club podcast.
I'm your host, Tara.
And I'm your host, Michelle.
Happy New Year, Michelle.
Happy New Year, buddy.
Exciting 2021. Hopefully, knock on wood, it's a better year.
Zero expectations.
Yeah.
That's what I'm putting out for this year.
The bar is real low, and we don't want to be too optimistic because, that would just jinx everything.
Yeah. 2021 can just step over the bar. They don't even have to do anything fancy to be better than last year. So it's fine.
Exactly. Minimum effort. Should be easy, but I don't want to put it out there to the universe as a challenge. So
Nope. Just keep it level.
It's just
don't
chill.
Make too many sudden movements. It'll be fine.
Chill vibes. We're gonna pretend like we're not even here.
Exactly.
Yes. Did you have a good New Year's?
I did. It was super chill, which I love. My family, my husband and I have been ordering Chinese food and playing vintage video games for probably the last 10 years together on New Year's. So we've just carried that tradition along and did it with our kids. And so we taught them how to play Mario Kart, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
And, I was in bed by 11. So pretty good.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that.
What about you?
It was okay. Marley and I just went to the ice fishing shack because it was less depressing than just sitting on the couch. And then we drank some whiskey in the ice fishing shack, and we took Hank along. And so it was fun to have Hank in there.
Fun.
Yeah, because he is not only afraid of the hole, because we have a giant hole in our shack, but he's also afraid of the fire that we have in there. So it's just hilarious. He's on edge at all times. And it's like, dude, it's chill. It's fine.
I'm with Hank. I've taken my kids ice fishing, and that big ass hole, it puts me on edge.
Yeah. He's sitting there as if something's going to reach out and grab him. It's like, it's fine.
See, I'm more afraid that my kids are going to fall in the hole.
Well, I mean, yeah. And then there's my husband and his friends that intentionally jump down the hole, and it scares the shit out of me. And I don't think I could do that because the thought of being trapped under ice is just like, oh my God.
Nope.
Oh my God. It's making me nervous.
That makes my chest hurt. Just thinking about it.
Ugh, yeah, sorry. But anyways, yeah, New Year's was fine. There was also some fireworks across the lake, so we got to watch those as well. So it was good.
That's nice. Our neighbors 2 doors down set off fireworks at 9:30 or something.
Like, woohoo, happy 9:30.
Woohoo.
To the entire town, because you are in a town.
I know, we literally are next to Main Street.
Yes, a block over. That's cool. People are funny.
Yeah.
And how was your Christmas?
It was much different, to say the least, but it was very good. My husband is an amazing cook, and he cooked a duck for Christmas Eve, and he got up at 4:00 in the morning on Christmas Day to start smoking a brisket.
Oh my God.
It was so good. It was so good. So yeah, it was really good. Created a lot of magic
was
for
it
the
good?
Kids, and yeah, it was good. It's just reliving it.
That's excellent.
And it was nice, just simple, and kids had fun. It was beautiful out, so we went for a walk and made them play outside. And
it was a really nice day. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And you?
I shouldn't even say, because I'm just depressing. Mine wasn't very good because I was by myself. Well, my husband was there, but we went ice fishing, which was fine. But it was just sad not seeing anybody else, and we didn't catch any fish. So it was just it wasn't very exciting. But lots of people sent us food, so it was 70% crying, 30% eating. That's pretty much how my Christmas went.
I also shed a few tears on Christmas, so
that's just
more than I probably should have, but
it's just that kind of year,
we know this. Yes. It's fine.
Usually I can push everything down, but no, not this time.
No. And you know what? What a way to end 2020.
Right?
Tears on Christmas, right?
So many tears. It's lovely. Like we said, the bar is real low for 2021.
Real low. Just
it's touching the ground. Yeah.
It's going to be better. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. Put it into the universe. It's going to be better.
I hope all of our listeners had a better Christmas than I did. That would be great. But yeah. I don't have much else to say about it than that. Because it's just all sad. But speaking of Christmas, though, we thought we would share our favorite responses to our last Fluff and Stuff question now, which was, of course, what is an unusual Christmas tradition that you have? And since we're talking about Christmas already, we thought we would just share our responses now.
Absolutely.
So my favorite response was in an email. Our first email Fluff and Stuff response we've ever gotten. So it was like super exciting. It's from Lucas. And all the email said, no other context or anything. It just says all caps, Christmas lizards and Jaeger shots. And I'm like, hell yeah. Whatever that means, I love it. Michelle was like, I understand. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad somebody does.
Yeah, that's my fam. And we do love our Jaeger shots. We do. And they always have a Christmas, they have a lizard, like it's a toy lizard that is hung on their Christmas tree every year. And then you kind of have to find the lizard. It's kind of fun.
Oh, that's cute. We don't buy a box of lizards and just like let them go on Christmas morning. And
well, not yet. Anyways,
we could escalate this.
You've now given him an idea. So next year.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Honestly, just not in my own house.
No kidding. I feel like his mom would not be happy if he brought a box of lizards.
No.
To Christmas.
No, probably not. But man,
no.
That would be entertaining.
So fun. And on Facebook, Lorraine said, we eat fruit cocktail and toast for breakfast. It was the one thing my mom could make us eat because we were so excited, and now we can't not have it. And I love that. That is like Christmas breakfast. Like, your kids eat some shit so you can open your toys and go away. Yeah. I love it.
Exactly. Because if you're going to slave over a huge breakfast that they're not going to appreciate, well, that's not very fun for anybody. So It's like, get some food in you. Let's go.
Right?
Yeah. It's perfect.
Right?
Fantastic.
Loved it.
Yes. Yeah. So were you still able to do your unusual Christmas tradition, even though things were weird this year?
There was no toga Christmas.
Oh, that's too bad.
And it was very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But maybe we'll have like, I don't know, toga February or something when things settle down. I don't know.
That sounds great. Just the whole month of February. Just commit to it.
A different styled toga.
Yes. I don't know how many different ways you can wear a toga, but we're going to find out.
Yeah. I mean, got to try, right?
Right. Excellent. Well, at least like after my crappy Christmas day, it was nice when we sat down to eat the food that was sent to us. I told Wiley to pick a movie and he picked Forrest Gump. And I was like, oh, my heart. That's really sweet. So we still got to watch Forrest Gump for Christmas. So that was really nice.
Oh, I love it. Did you text your cousin while you're watching?
No, I didn't. I'm terrible.
Oh, you totally should have.
I know.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, like, where's yours? No, I was just, eating my food and being sad.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
So lame.
At least Wiley was super sweet.
Yeah, and also Hank watched it with us, and that made me happy.
Hank's not a house dog. That's a big deal.
I know. Yeah, for him to sit and while we're eating supper too, he sat on the couch with us, watched a movie. Like, that's a big deal.
That is huge. Merry Christmas, Hank.
Yeah, the spoily boy.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, we should probably mention that this isn't like a normal episode whatsoever, if people can't already tell.
No.
We didn't explain anything yet. For our first episode this year, we thought it'd be really fun to review our last year and our first year doing this whole podcast thing.
Yeah. I can't even believe how far we've come. since
I know.
the beginning of last year. Like,
right?
Can't even believe it.
Like, it's been an entire year since we have been like planning and working on this thing. It's insane.
Super cool.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some of our favorite parts and some goals and that kind of stuff and just have fun with it.
Yeah. So sit back and enjoy. But first, grab your glass and get cozy. Let's talk about murder and Merlot.
Tink. That was supposed to be my champagne.
Again, with the bar being really low, that's the sound of the year.
I didn't want to open a whole bottle of champagne to drink for myself, so I thought a wine bottle would be an appropriate replacement, and it just isn't the same. Blug, blug, blug.
Awesome.
Yes. Anyways, let's do an actual cheers. Tink, tink. Ridiculous.
Awesome.
All right. So
this leg is ridiculous. It's driving me nuts.
Oh yes, we have a very bad leg and a bit of an echo. It's starting off great.
Starting off with a bang.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll fix it in post. I'll try anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, so questions that we have. So, what was your favorite book?
Well, Mindhunter, obviously.
Yeah.
But If You Tell and Green River Running Red are right up there on my favorite lists. If You Tell was incredible. I haven't read a book that fast in forever.
Yes.
And Green River was intense, but it was so well done. And we learned so much in that book. Like, yeah, it has to be a favorite.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And like we said last episode, a couple episodes ago, that it just has a special place in our heart.
Yeah, this morbid warm spot, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like I really want to go back through it and
what about you?
Again. It's hard because
for sure.
This leg is ridiculous. It's fine. It's really hard because I love so many of the books that we read. But I think as well, my top choice would have to be Mindhunter. It's a classic. And it's the beginning of the study of serial killers, which without it, who knows how different the true crime world would be today. And sorry, all my answers are long-winded as per usual. You could argue that John Douglas, if he wasn't the one to do it, then somebody else would have, been there and done it. But I don't believe it would have had the exact same results. His timing was perfect, and so many infamous killers had been active at that time or just recently apprehended. So it was like the prime time for these interviews to take place. So I just think it's just fantastic. And then my honorable,
I would agree.
Yeah. My honorable mentions for my favorite books would be Waco, A Survivor Story. Of course, I'd rated it 10 out of 10 in the book club discussion. And I said, If You Tell has really resonated with me as well. It was such a good book.
Yeah. There's something really special about that book. It was horrific to read, but it was a story that I didn't know. And it was a story that needed to be told. So I really appreciated the writing. I really appreciated the story and the knowledge of that horrible, horrible human.
Absolutely. And I think it was just so unexpected because even going into it, like choosing that book, it was super vague, had no idea what we were getting into whatsoever. Not a book I had ever heard about before. So choosing it was kind of like, yeah, sure, we'll see how this goes. And then it was just fantastic.
Let's do it.
So it was awesome.
Yeah. Agree. What was your least favorite book?
Should we say ours at the same time?
Because it's probably the same.
It's probably the same. I don't think it's possible with this leg, but we can try.
I know. I was gonna say, could we do it?
We could. Let's try it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Devil in the White City.
Devil in the White City.
Okay, I'm totally not going to edit that just so everybody can see what we're working with here.
Yeah.
But
it's not that I just don't know how to count.
Like you're waiting for my response, then you're like, oh yeah, that one. You just wanted to agree with me.
Devil in the White City has its place There's a lot of history in there. There's good things about the book. It just didn't tell the story that we wanted it to tell. And I had to dive deeper into that world to figure that out. But people love it.
Yes.
Read it. Let us know what you think. We want to know. Because everybody has a different opinion about it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is you're allowed to have a different opinion about it. So if you do, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. But yeah, honestly, I do feel bad for ripping on it all the time because I know that people like it. And
no,
I don't want to hate on things that people have obviously spent a lot of time and effort on. But it just, like you said, it didn't meet our expectations because it just wasn't what we thought it was going to be. And that's fine. It just wasn't quite murdery enough for us.
Yes.
Yes.
So I've spent my entire adult life as a people pleaser. So me hating on somebody's work is hard. But at the same time, I've also learned that my opinion has value. And what means something to me means something different to somebody else. So sorry, Devil in the White City, it just ain't for me.
That's fine. It's fine. I will say, however, even though I didn't enjoy reading the book all that much, I really did enjoy your coverage of H.H. Holmes, and I was really happy with our episode that we did.
Oh, thank you. I was really, really proud of that episode too, because I was like, I actually made it interesting.
I know. I was like, okay, I can follow this. It's good. It's interesting. Like, I don't know, everything about it worked. So I was like, oh, phew, because I was, such a downer about it. Michelle was like, so we're going to do 2 parts. And I'm like, do we have to?
Do we have to?
I'm so mean. I'm like, we can do it in 1. But you did an excellent job.
Yes, it was good.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have made it into 2 if I tried. So
no, it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your favorite episode / series?
I loved our spooky series so much. It was just fun and we had so much fun with it. But series wise, Waco was incredible.
Oh, really?
My life was kind of falling apart during the research and climax of that series, but it felt good to be outraged at something other than my life. And it was such a deep dive into that crazy rabbit hole that it just, it didn't stop. And I actually just had another Waco conversation with my best friend yesterday because she finally watched the show.
Oh, excellent.
Well, that's to dive down it again. It was kind of fun.
Yes. Yeah. Revisit it again. I could do that over and over again. If anybody wants to talk about Waco, hit me up. Like I will anytime, any day. And I appreciate that that's your favorite series because I put so much time into it and I felt like, oh my God, I'm so obsessed with this, but probably nobody else cares this much. So I was feeling bad. So I'm glad that you were there along with me.
I definitely was. And I definitely felt lacking as a co-host in that aspect because my life was
not at all. Not at all.
But, you understand, so it's all good.
I absolutely do, and I didn't feel like you were lacking in any way. I just thought I was going over the deep end.
Thank you. Well, I fake it well, Tara. I fake it well.
Yes, well, no surprise, Waco is also my favorite series. And sorry, again, I have a long-winded response, but I just want to preface that. I've never felt such strong emotions towards a case before. Of course, with every murder or crime that negatively affects somebody, I have those normal feelings of anger and sadness, but never so profoundly like I did with Waco. And that all started with the Netflix series, which just blew me away. And that final episode was like nothing I've ever seen before. It was
awful.
It was awful. It was incredibly done, but so heartbreaking. And it really shows what had happened there and the true heartbreak of that situation. But after that, reading the firsthand account of David Thibodeau's experience was moving, probably because I could relate to him in the beginning with similar views on religion, like not really interested in school, same taste in music, that kind of stuff. So to see what went on in his life that led him to this religious cult out in the middle of Texas, and that there wasn't some big catastrophic event that directed him that way was fascinating. Instead, there was just small and seemingly insignificant steps that resulted in such a drastic change in his way of life and way of thinking. That journey to me was unexpected and compelling, as well as the injustices that took place that resulted in the deaths of so many people, including children. So it was hard-hitting and just complex.
The tiny humans.
I know. So
it's rough.
It was very rough. It was very compelling, and obviously I still have very strong feelings about it, and I don't think that will stop anytime soon.
No, it's not going anywhere.
No.
What was your favorite mini episode?
My favorite was Swift Runner and the Legend of the Wendigo. And I'm not entirely sure why I chose this one as my favorite, but I do remember being very happy with the end result when it came out. We had a lot of good laughs in it, and I was confident with the story I put together before recording the episode, which turns out is super important when you podcast. So yeah, I really liked that episode.
It was one of my favorites as well, but I think it was because it creeped you out so much.
Oh, it affected my life for sure. Still does.
It did. I had two favorites because I'm that person. I can't just choose one.
Right.
Jennifer Maury's Survivor story.
Oh yeah.
I loved that story. Again,
Yes.
It was one that I knew, and being able to tell her story, and she's such a badass. Like, oh man, I still get chills just thinking about everything that she went through and she overcame, and her friendship with the 911 operator just gives me the warm fuzzies.
Yeah. That was a great one.
The one that I would say that you and I laughed the most in,
oh god,
is Doc Antle, a cult leader.
Yeah. That one was super fun. Went on for a very long time, but man, we had fun.
We had fun, and it was like that quarantine had just started, Tiger King had exploded, and we were such a cliche because we were doing Tiger King, but it was fucking hilarious, and I don't care.
Yeah, I was like, we shouldn't be doing this, but we're going to do this because we want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I was just thinking how different things were at that time, but now realizing they're not at all because we're like back in the lockdown that we were in then.
It feels different this time though. I think we're just used to it or something, but it feels different than it did when Tiger King came out.
It certainly does. Yeah, it's a different kind of vibe. It's not great, but it's different. All right. Let's see. What was your favorite morning news article?
Okay, so it's a toss-up between the wild boar that stole the nudist's laptop and the dead sex doll found on the railroad tracks.
Classics. Some good bizarre articles.
Such good bizarre articles.
Yes. Mine would have to be in the morning news number 7, 2 Oklahoma men charged with castration cannibalism plot.
It's my story.
It was. But when I think of the morning news, this is what pops into my head. And everything about that story was just so bizarre and perfect. Like,
so weird.
I just can't get over the 2-hour castration procedure. It just still blows my mind.
I know. And then he was awake, man. He was awake.
So many parts about it.
It's not okay.
It's wild. So that would be my favorite one.
I love that.
Yes.
Love that. What was your podcast highlight of 2020?
Emailing David Thibodeau was my highlight of the whole podcast thing. And I guess I haven't really explained that whole story on the show yet. And it's probably way more exciting to me than it is to anybody else. But after the whole Waco series and everything, I felt compelled to reach out to David Thibodeau to be like, hey, I loved your book so much. And I just appreciate the effort that you put into it and everything that happened to you, blah, blah, blah. And then as well, I found a website called, I think it's Waco Survivors. And so they have some like information on there and some like merch stuff as well that kind of, it helps like how shall I say this? Raise awareness about the whole Waco tragedy. So I wanted to support that. And I was like, oh, I definitely want some legit, real Waco merch, basically. Like, that's the coolest thing ever. But they don't ship to Canada. It's only in the States. So I was like, oh man. So then like when I emailed David Thibodeau, I was like, oh, and by the way, I would love to purchase some of the stuff from you. So if you ever start selling in Canada, like I will definitely reach out again and get some stuff from you. And he's like, oh no, we can totally make it work. I can send you all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And even the fact that it was him that replied to me himself, I was not expecting that. I thought it was just going to be like some random person, but it was like legitimately David Thibodeau that I was talking to. And I was just so blown away. And I appreciate.
Yeah, you were.
I cried. I freaked out. But yeah,
it was very exciting.
It was. I just, really appreciated that he put in the extra work to ship me stuff. And it was just really cool. And now I have my very own David Koresh God Rocks t-shirt that lives on my wall. That's like my very prized possession. And then I have my own copy of Waco, a survivor story, which I didn't have while we did the series. And it's signed by David Thibodeau. And I just think it's the coolest thing in the whole world. And I just thought it was so cool that I was actually emailing him.
I know. It's crazy. Crazy the things that we've done.
I know. It's insane.
Mine was our shout out on Dark Poutine was pretty amazing.
Yes.
I cried. I screamed and I cried. And just the connections that we made in the true crime community and the people we've interacted with. Like Billy Jensen, hello.
I know.
Right? And Greg Olson, David Thibodeau, like you said, and
Elena.
Scott Hemingway. Like these people are incredible. Elena, I know. And Ash, oh my God. Like,
I know.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So cool, but it's crazy.
Yeah, definitely my favorite part of this whole thing has been talking to people like that, because it just doesn't seem like a possibility. It seems like they're far away people in a different bubble that we're not allowed to actually like interact with. We're just like graced with their like voices and their stories, but then like we actually have interacted with them and it's like, oh my God, this is what it's all about.
I know. It's amazing. And these connections are awesome. There's something that it's going to stick with me forever. So
absolutely. Cool. Yeah. Excellent. What has been the most unexpected part of podcasting for you?
How challenging and time consuming it is. Which
Yes.
I know that's probably what you're going to say too. But I appreciate the challenge. And I think it's really made us both appreciate the podcast more and the podcasts that we listen to more. So yeah, it's been awesome. But yeah, a little overwhelming at times.
Yes, absolutely. I said the same thing. How much time it takes to write and edit an episode it's a lot. So again, so much respect for any podcasters out there. How much time and effort it actually takes to produce a good show it's a lot, and more people should realize that. I think I've often seen other podcasts, they'll release a new episode and you can tell they're excited about it. And then right away in the comments, people are like, we want more. I'm already caught up. Like, when's the next one coming out? And it's like, oh my God, if only you knew. Exactly. And I haven't gotten that from our fans before, other than Colin. He's the only one that says we need to do more, but he's an exception. I'll allow it.
Yeah, well, we'll take it from him, and that's fine.
Yes.
What's been your favorite part of podcasting?
The weekly recording dates with Michelle have been my favorite.
That's what I said.
Excellent.
I said, honestly, getting to talk to you every week.
Yeah.
I get really overwhelmed when I start to think about how many other people are actually listening to us. But
yes,
when it's just you and me talking, it's the best. I've really missed you these last 2 weeks.
I did. Oh my God. 2 weeks away. I had multiple breakdowns and I was like, this is not okay. This wouldn't happen if we were still recording, but it was good.
Dude, you could have just called me. You could have called me.
Oh, I know.
You could have called me on Christmas Day. I would have talked you off the ledge. You know this.
I know. It's hard to do when you're on the middle of a frozen lake, though, you know.
I know, it's true. It's true.
But no, it's been great for that reason, especially. And it's just funny how you expect recording when you listen to a podcast. You think the recording is the big part of podcasting, but it is like the smallest part of podcasting. There's so much more that goes into it than recording.
Yep. This is the funnest part.
I know. Other than, you know, technical issues, but it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I also wanted to say for the unexpected part of podcasting, words that I mispronounce that I have never realized before. And it's not, I mean, I know I'm bad at talking. I know I say things wrong all the time. I always get hung up on words, but it's things like fur. Like I say fur instead of for. And I've really noticed that in the last few episodes. And I'm just like, oh, that's my Canadian accent coming out, apparently. And it's just hilarious.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. Part of our charm, right?
Right. Sure. We'll go with that. Oh, I'm excited for this one. What was your favorite out of context quote?
I couldn't choose just one.
Oh, no, me neither.
I have 4.
Me too.
My first one is, we don't discriminate against the Garys.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, I said that in our like first set of out of context quotes about Gary Ridgway, and it still makes me laugh.
Yes.
You said, and I can't remember which episode it was, but hold my meth pipe, Jessica. Watch this. And
that was Doc Antle, Tiger King.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
One of yours that I also really loved was, I'm not really susceptible to monkeys.
Yeah. That one gets me.
And the last one was a recent one, and it was me when I said, we can't speak on Mr. Gein's behalf.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
What about yours?
Well, you said 2 of mine. So yeah, for you, I picked out 2, and then for myself, I picked out just the one. But I said for you, we can't speak on Mr. Gein's behalf. I thought that was great. It sounded like we were his lawyers or something. And
we are not.
We are definitely not. And then for myself, my favorite one was, again, I'm not really susceptible to monkeys. Because it's just such strange wording I chose, but I stand by it. I still love that. And then my other one that I chose for you was, well, yeah, he ate 7 humans.
That's from Swift Runner.
Yeah. Because when I think about that episode, that's what plays in my head. Oh, so funny.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
I love that.
Just in case, so much. Yes. Just in case anybody's not aware, for every one of our full main episodes, we post on our Facebook and Instagram our favorite out of context quotes. So if you have not read those, I would recommend going through and reading them like I just did all together to answer this question. And it made me laugh so hard.
Oh, me too. I was dying. I totally forgot about we don't discriminate against the Garys, and I just started like cry laughing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So many of them. I was just like, when and why did I say that? So funny.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about some stats that we've accumulated over the last year?
Yeah. Just really quickly, I'm heading on over to our website here, which is murderandmerlot.podbean.com, in case anybody wants to check it out. But we got some stats from it. So at this point on January 3rd, we have 3,059 downloads, which is fantastic.
Holy crap, guys. Yes. That's amazing. Thank you.
When you think about all the individual people that did that, like, it's mind-blowing. So we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's super cool. On our website, we get to see what countries have downloaded our podcast in. So just looking at it now, so many different places. It's super cool. There's Brazil, there's Russia, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, where else? Malaysia, India, like all over Europe. It's absolutely insane.
It's so weird, man. It's so weird.
It is very weird, and I don't want to think about it too hard because it's just wild.
Yes. Overwhelming.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Again, when we record, we are talking to each other.
Yeah. Legit. Like my husband just sneezed in the background and that's just fine because I'm just talking to Tara.
Right. I was honestly waiting for the other two because he always sneezes in threes.
Well, he did sneeze twice, but you must have not heard the one.
I must not have.
That third one still might come.
Yeah, it'll get you. So yeah, those are the stats that I wanted to share. So that is awesome. We appreciate all of that. All of the downloads, they mean so much and they make a huge difference. And then I wanted to ask for you, what are your goals for 2020? How many downloads do you think we should set our goal as?
I would love to double it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So minimum of 6,000 downloads would be amazing.
That would be. Yep. I went higher, just got to put out the good vibes into the universe, make it happen.
Low bar.
Yeah, right.
Low bar.
I said, I think we should aim for 10,000, which seems like a crazy amount. Wow. But that's what my goal is. Is that
it'll be interesting to look back on this.
Oh yeah.
Next year.
Like
this time next year. You know what I'm trying to say.
I do. I know you.
See who was right.
Yeah. Should we make bets? Some wagers?
No.
Fair enough.
We'll both be wrong. It'll be horrible.
Yes. We'll be like, I don't want to talk about it. I was gonna pull up our Instagram followers, but I can no longer do that because my phone is in use.
Yes.
But we are in the 300s for our Instagram followers. That's all I know.
Yes. We have 333 followers.
Fantastic. And how many do you think we should have by this time next year?
I'm going to shoot a little higher than doubling it because I'm hoping that we can do that. But I would love to have like 1,000 followers.
Yeah. Same here. I'll agree with that. Yeah. That's our goal. Excellent. Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that's all of our main year review questions. As long as nothing else popped into your head.
Nope. I think we got them all.
Okay. Perfect. Well then, we're gonna include a blooper reel at the end after our music plays, because whenever I edit, I save clips from every episode of our bloopers or just ridiculous things that we say. So I'm going to choose some of those and attach it to the very end of this. So make sure to stick around for that.
I'm sure it's just going to be a lot of me swearing. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a few of those in there. Yep.
Yeah.
There'll be some good ones. But other than that, we just wanted to thank everybody for listening, participating, interacting with us. It means the world to us, really.
Yeah, we can't even put into words what you guys mean to us. So thank you just has to cut it for now because seriously, we are so overwhelmed by you guys.
Mm-hmm. So spread the word. Tell your friends about it. Let's keep growing this thing, even if it's scary and overwhelming. We would love to see more of you. Oh, and that reminds me. I've always thought from the beginning that we should have a name for our followers, like every other good podcast. And I've tried out a few and they haven't really stuck, but I thought of one. You want to hear it? Are you ready?
I do. I'm ready.
It's going to sound so stupid. Merloters. Like Merlot, but otters. Merloters.
Oh my God. Can you illustrate that?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Wouldn't that be so cute? Like a little aura
wine
with a little wine glass. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my God. I'm on board. Merloters.
Okay.
I love it.
I'm so glad that you like it because I'm like, oh no, this is going to sound so stupid. So that's a thing now. We love all of you little Merloters.
And yeah, you have to draw that.
I will do my best.
You don't want me to.
Well, you drew our apocalyptic cow. So that was great.
It's still hanging on my fridge, actually.
I love that. We're just going to have an assortment of little wacky animals. We also have the tinfoil hat wearing sheep.
That's right.
You know, when we come out with a merch collection, it's going to be wild.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be our little funny farm.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it so much.
That's fantastic.
That's the best.
Right. And then before we go, we are going to ask a Flappet Stuff question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should I ask?
Well, I don't have a response written down, so I need time.
Okay.
Well. So, Michelle, what is your New Year's resolution?
So I'm not really a resolution person, but last year I did an intentions workshop in January and manifested a word for the year. And so that's what I did for this year as well. Last year, my word was overcome, and holy crap, I overcame a lot of things.
You sure did.
Sure did. Including 2 root canals on my front teeth, because why not?
Top off 2020. That's what you really want to go through.
Right?
Yeah.
And, sending my kids to school and quitting my job, and there's
all the things.
So much more personal things. But my word that I manifested personally for 2021 is hope. Hope for the future, hope for my friends and family, hope for better things to come. So hope, it feels good and gives me the warm fuzzies. And for the podcast, my word is growth.
Love it.
I want to grow this thing.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
What about you, my friend?
Well, for personal, I didn't put as much thought into this, and so your answer sounds way better. But personally, I need to keep a tidier house because my house reflects my mental health. So recently, if you saw my house in the last week, it has been a dumpster fire. Like, honestly, if a fire went through it, it would look better than what it did. And it's not healthy. It reminds me of like, all this overwhelming stuff that I have to do. And on top of that, I need to clean this mess. And it just is not good for mental health. So my goal is to declutter, organize, find homes for things, and just be better at that whole tidying thing, because it's a reflection of my mental health. So I guess in the end is better mental health, but that's a huge thing that affects it. So I want to tidy that up.
So I've worked a lot on my mental health in the last year. So if I could tell you anything, start small. Make your bed every day. That's kind of my marker, is like, if I can't get my bed made, I know that I need to evaluate like my mental health stuff. Yeah, so start small, and then the big things will come. Yeah.
Totally. And then for podcasts, I mean, I don't have quite a deep answer, but I mean, growth as well. Of course, I want to grow the thing, but I want to grow the thing to the point where we can get a sponsor, which sounds shallow when I say it out loud, but it sounds like an unreachable thing, but it's not. And I think that would be really, really cool. And yeah, it's something to work towards. Absolutely. It's part of it, right? Every successful podcast has sponsors. So yeah, absolutely. And then we can just keep working our way up and, do this as a real, like work thing, which it already feels like it is, but to actually, get paid for the work things, that would be cool too. But I don't want to sound shallow.
Generate some revenue from it. But, it would be nice. A nice little perk.
Yes. So it doesn't sound like a great New Year's resolution, but that's what I'm going with because I didn't write anything else down.
No, it's perfect. I love it. It's along the same vein of exactly what I said. So it's good.
Oh, I'll add another one. Just, as a better resolution. To plan posts ahead of time. So I don't get so overwhelmed when I have to post things, because if you haven't noticed, I get behind in social media stuff because social media stuff is very overwhelming and I want to be better at it and I don't want to be overwhelmed by it as much anymore. So that's another goal of mine.
Excellent.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you have a co-host who can help you whenever you need.
But I'm the worst at asking for help. But I do have a new phone now, which is fantastic because ever since we started the podcast in March, I've had 0 data. So every time I needed to post something or download something, I've had to delete like 50 pictures in order to take one picture. So it's been very difficult. So I finally got a new phone. So hopefully that will help in my social media posting and stuff.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes.
Make it a little easier at least.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, that's what I got.
Yeah, that's awesome. So make sure to answer our question as well. We want to know, do you have a New Year's resolution? Do you have a word? Do you just have fuck you 2020? We want to know. Yeah. And let us know what you think about the episode. You can email us at murderandmerlot@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at Murder and Merlot Podcast, Facebook at Murder Merlot Podcast, and Twitter at Murder and Merlot 1.
You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and pretty much anywhere else you can find podcasts. We would love if you subscribed, and if you don't, you're dead to me.
And remember, we are reading 2 books for our next book club series. Serial Killer's Daughter by Carrie Rawson and Confessions of a Serial Killer, The Untold Story of Dennis Rader, the BTK Killer by Catherine Ramsland. And both are fantastic. I've finished one of them already. I'm in the middle of the other. But I just want to say, I want to punch BTK in the face.
Oh, yes. Yep. We are not a fan.
All I'm going to say about that.
It's the worst. And we're going to tell you all about it in a couple episodes. Michelle's gonna take that on. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I've started the one book, but I haven't received the other one from Amazon yet. So screw you, Amazon. Hurry up, because I'm dying to read it.
I think they are getting through their backlog of things, so you should get it hopefully this week.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So the plan is for next week, we're going to do morning news, and then fingers crossed we'll have our first BTK episode after that. Fingers crossed, but we don't make promises. Hopefully. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But anyways, remember to drink wine.
Because it's not good to keep things bottled up. Bye.
Bye.
It's so quiet.
Thunk.
Doesn't have that happy pop like champagne does.
Pop of that champagne. Thunk out that wine.
Yeah, thunk it out. Whoa. That was a monster.
I'm pretty sure he's being forced. I think it's coming up to the heat vent.
I think there's a devil in your house. I'm crying.
Oh, it's going to be a good record when we're cry laughing before we even start.
Yeah, but we're already recording, so we get to listen back to this.
Fantastic.
All right, well.
You want me to make them move from wherever they're at?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. I didn't really prepare for this podcast at all, but
I'm a meat person. What can you say?
yeah.
Actually, I'm married to a meat person. I'm a carb person.
So I'm married to a meat person.
Why isn't that on the recording?
I think we're all technically meat people.
Okay, Dahmer, settle down.
Yeah.
I want a yak.
Yeah. Wiley last year said he was going to buy me a longhorn calf, and then he never did. So I would also be satisfied with that, but I really want a yak.
Or you get a Highland. You can have the horns and the fuzz.
Oh, they're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Super cute.
Yes, you should definitely do that.
Yeah. Need to do some fencing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is our newest podcast called The Farmer Podcast.
Farming with Tara and Michelle.
Apparently. Oh, funny.
Welcome to the funny farm.
Hey, that's a good idea. Funny farm would be a great podcast.
I know.
What happened today? Oh, well, that bitch Bertha took a run at me. Went through a fence.
Shoot me first turned into shoot me last and shoot me twice.
So guess who we're eating tonight? Oh man.
Oh, we're sick. I love it.
This is now a thing. Oh boy. I mean, if we ever get a Patreon, this could be our Patreon episodes.
Right?
We just after recording, we'll
sit around and drink wine and chat.
And just bullshit.
Yeah.
Talk about feeling things. All the things. Talking about
we might lose Patreons people. By that.
This is exclusive. It's only for the real fucked up. If you join,
want to get in these minds,
you can't complain. That's our rules.
Right? You complain, we kick you out.
Yeah.
But still give us money.
Yeah. Well, keep your money and you'll get kicked out. These are our terms. You're locked in. But
no
banned.
Bullshit bitches.
No bullshit bitches. It's great. I got wine mouth. It's disconnecting things.
I get it. It's cool. Call me, text me, whatever. Anytime.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Impossible.
Sure. You could try to beat me. I don't.
You don't have a pager?
Not anymore.
Oh.
Not since I was in like junior high, because I'm that old.
We should bring them back. And bag phones.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you can just unplug when you don't want to talk to people.
It's just like I'm out.
Like, I'm staying out tonight. Bye.
Unplug my phone.
Sammy always believed that the story Sammy always believed that the story I don't know why the sentence is so hard.
Blooper reel. Seriously, it was awful. I couldn't stay awake for longer than like half an hour at a time. On Wednesday, I'm pretty sure my kids watched 5 movies. And I saw like half-hour increments of all of them.
Yeah.
And then I would like pass out again. Des is downstairs working, and like James, there was points that James would come and talk to me.
Yeah.
He's like, Mom. And I remember my eyes flicking open and looking at him. And I just like closed them and went back to sleep. And I heard him say, "She's dead."
Wiley's watching the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, nice. Des is watching Letterkenny. So
nice. I told him that you have to stop scream laughing because I'm going to be recording. He's like, well, then I can't watch Beverly Hillbillies. I'm like, well, then stop watching it. So what is a Wendigo? According to the Canadian Encyclopedia.com, a Wendigo is a supernatural, oh my God. I swear, I could talk so well yesterday when I was practicing this. A Wendigo is a supernatural Oh my God. Natural.
Supernatural.
Supernatural. I've never had a problem saying that word before. That's going on the blooper reel. Oh my God. I can't. Wiley just tells people that I do some serial killer thing. I'm pretty certain. Because like my brother, my dad, like a bunch of people are just like, so like,
what's this murder
talk
thing?
about a serial killer? Like all of them are just, they just say serial killer. So I'm like, okay, common denominator. Everybody was told by Wiley. And everybody's saying serial killer. So yeah, he's just telling people I'm doing serial killer things.
We decided to do that was to do some giveaways.
Do you want to say that sentence again?
Yeah.
That was a struggle.
Yeah, it was hard. That was rough.
There's literally shooting happening outside of my house right now. I don't know why or where it's coming from, but I'm going to close the window. So hopefully it's not noticeable.
Oh, some gunshots in the background. That's fine.
Normal. It's festive.
It's totally fine. Yeah. 46. Did you hear that?
Ghost child. Mm-hmm.
That was definitely Hugo that had to poop. I know that sound.
I thought that was a child.
Nope. Hugo has to poop.
Poor dude. Poor dude. Sounds rough.
Well, apparently, like fish people have selfie sticks, so then they can take pictures of their fish.
Fish people.
You know what I mean?
Common thing with fish people.
People that fish.
I feel like the moment you start recording, like everything in my brain is gone. Mm-hmm. Like I can have all these opinions and smart things to say, and then we start recording, and I'm like, I don't know shit about fuck. Like,
I know, and I literally have to have like little notes. Like,
I know
I might not say it just like that, but like I want to be witty here.
Remember? Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, I don't know how to human. You're doing lots of moving over there.
I have like a cramp in my ass.
Okay. I was like, out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, is she trying to get my attention or
no?
Is she uncomfortable?
My butt hurts. I don't know why.
The officers then mentioned that they had been advised by a forensic odontologist. That didn't sound right. Forensic
odontologist, I think.
Odontologist. Yes, that sounds better. Which is so funny because that word was stuck in my head the other day and I kept saying it over and over again. And then now we're recording and I'm like, nope. Don't know what that word is. Yeah.
Good times. 2020 is fun.
Remember when we thought we just had to make it to April and everything would be back to normal?
Right? We're on, level 26 of Jumanji now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Fuck, I hope those big mosquitoes don't come. Right? They're the worst.
Remember when we had murder hornets? That was fun.
Yeah, for a couple days, then everybody's like, oh, well, that wasn't scary enough. And of course,
remember to drink wine.
Because it's not good to keep things balled up. Bye. I fucked it up because I was laughing because I was like, that was so good. Like, because
we pointed at each other.
Yeah.